recently the central government has stated that we are going to begin the second phase of Vibrant Village program, which would be covering the strategic villages along the land border which we share with Pakistan, Nepal, Bangladesh, Bhutan and Myanmar. The phase 1 was restricted to the states which shared the boundary with China, and the phase 1 was basically started to deal with the China salami slicing strategy. What is this China salami slicing strategy? Wherein what they do, let's suppose this is the line of actual control. What they will do, they would start building villages here, and slowly they'll increase their hold, and over a period of time they'll start claiming that okay, this is the area which we control, okay, our jurisdiction extend to this area. This enabled them to avoid upfront war, but slowly and gradually they are trying to tweak this line of actual control. So to deal with this, government came up with the phase 1 of Vibrant Village program, which was restricted to the villages which were along the China border. But in the phase 2, we are going to ensure development of the villages which share the border with these countries, Pakistan, Nepal, Bangladesh, Nepal as well as Myanmar. Okay, so the objective of phase 2 of this Vibrant Village program would be to basically meet the developmental needs and the well-being of the population who lives in these border villages. This particular topic you can associate with the government schemes related segment of the prelim syllabus. Now, when it comes to the phase 1 of Vibrant Village program, this was basically a centrally sponsored scheme. So you were getting the funding support from the states also. Not entire funding was not coming from central government only. But when you talk about phase 2, this is 100% funded by the central government. So this is a difference that you need to keep in mind. With this respect, a question might be asked in the prelims examination, because nowadays if you see the prelims paper, now internal security elements are also coming up in the prelims paper. Okay, so the phase 1 was centrally sponsored scheme, phase 2 is central sector scheme, 100% funding coming from the central government. Now when you talk about the phase 1, it was introduced in the Union Budget of 22-23 and it was supposed to continue till 25-26, and that is the reason in 2026 we had the second phase. When you talk about the coverage, as I told you, it basically talked about those villages which share the border with China. So we were focusing upon the border villages which we have in Arunachal Pradesh, Himachal Pradesh, Sikkim, Uttarakhand and the Union Territory of Ladakh. Basically, we intend to improve the road connectivity. So when the road connectivity would be better, what would happen? If China wants to do any maneuver around the line of actual control, what we can do? We can easily mobilize our forces if the road connectivity is better. Then improving the village infrastructure, health facility, education infrastructure, energy, telecom and television connectivity. So if the communication lines are better, obviously the forces which are near the international border that we share with China, it would be easier for them to coordinate with the command center. What would be the objective? To basically create enough incentives for the people to stay in the selected border villages and make the border villages self-reliant and vibrant. And there is also a security angle to this. The security angle is if you incentivize the people in the border villages to stay there, because why the people would prefer to stay there? Time and again bombing could happen. Okay, so they would rather prefer to go away from those border villages. But we are creating the incentives for the local people to stay there. Why? So that they can act as eyes and ears of the security forces. And this is very well crucial for our internal security. Okay, so this is one of the major objectives. Now, when you talk about the phase 2, as I told you, it is a central sector scheme and it would be continuing till financial year of 22-28. We are going to cover around 17 states and union territories, but we would not be including those villages which have already been developed under the phase 1 of the Vibrant Village program. Now, these are the states in which the villages would be developed. What are the key features of the phase 2? So, we are ensuring value chain development, basically promoting cooperative SHGs, etc., improving the educational infrastructure there through smart classes, development of tourism circuits. Okay. Then under this phase 2, we are basically having 4 thematic areas: improving road connectivity, which enables us to mobilize the forces effectively if there is any maneuvering from China side; telecom connectivity, enabling the forces to effectively connect with their command centers; television connectivity, electrification. Okay. When you talk about the all-weather road connectivity, So herein we will ensure effective implementation of already the scheme that we have, that is Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana, fourth phase, which is under the Ministry of Rural Development. So under this, the high powered committee would be created, which would be chaired by the cabinet secretary, which would be looking into the suitable relaxations that we need to give, because in such high altitude area, if we are building the road connectivity, it would be having negative impact when it comes to the environment there. Okay, so suitable relaxations need to be provided to ensure security of the people. We are also going to leverage the technology. So we will be having the database, we will be using immensely the information database which is available in the PM Gati Shakti portal. And PM Gati Shakti portal, we have already discussed in the previous analyst also. This is being created, this portal is being created so that we can improve the coordination among the different ministries and departments which are associated with the infrastructure creation. So that is something that we are going to leverage in case of Vibrant Village program as well. And the intervention would be border specific, state and village specific, basically trying to understand that what are the specific needs of that particular village. Is the water the problem, road connectivity is the problem, television connectivity is the problem, and accordingly interventions would be done, and it would be based on village action plan. So it is a kind of bottom up approach also, so it would be done in a collaborative way. That's all that we need to know with respect to this particular topic. Let's move on to the next one.